Just give me a couple of minutes and then we will be properly live. Right, we'll start in a couple of seconds, or a few seconds. If you'd like to ask a question during the live stream, question in brackets, and then ask a question. It can be about Star Citizen. It can be about how are you so handsome. It can be about BoredGamer. It can be about anything, really. Give you a few updates, and then we'll get on with answering them as well. Hi, I'm BoredGamer. I'm a beautiful bald bastard. And I hope everyone is doing well. So, a few things, just sort of prefixing the stream with what's been happening in the world of Star Citizen very briefly. 3.14 is live, there's ship sales, the events, well at least Night House Lockdown is live in the current live build. There is a PTU build that's also gone out. 3.14 is experiencing some bugs, desync, some 30k stuff, and ship claim problems. So those are sort of the main issues with 3.14 really. And there's mining problems as well, at least in the latest PTU build, and some problems with prisons and stuff. There's some game-breaking bugs. A lot of them can be avoided or worked around. But desync, ship claim, you can work around the ship claim one if you know how to do it. But there's some problems, and they're trying to fix them in a PT build at the moment. So we can talk about some of that. We can talk about those ship sales. We can talk about the potential for other ships, these unannounced ships that Clone Imperium was talking about in the monthly reports, and any other questions that people have, really. I think people will be having a mixed bag with 3.14 live at the moment. Some people are going to be like, it's really pretty, I love it, it's cool, I've only noticed a little bit of desync. And other people are going to be like, I can't even log into the servers to experience this. It's 30k'ing all the time, or when I'm there, I can't spawn any of my ships, or it's so desyncy I can't play. So there's going to be a very polar opposite experiences. Now for me, very much so with 3.14, I've had a great experience. I play early in the mornings for the most part in my time zone, and this has been a constant thing for me with lots of Star Citizen builds that some people seem to have a load of problems, and I don't. Now, I can see that people have sent me money. Jericho Pliskin, money kisses. You human with a face. I appreciate that. That is exactly what I am. I am a human with a face, and I do like money. Mwah. Money kisses. It's weird, but I think I started it. So thank you, appreciate it. Oh, you're a star. I love you. So how does one work around the claim issue? I had 3 straight ships unclaimable or couldn't be retrieved. So there is a video that will be coming out on this on my channel very shortly, going through loads of known issues and workarounds for them for 3.14. That will be coming out later today, probably straight after the stream. I'll chuck it out. So for the ship claim bug, what you've got to do is in the Vehicle Manager app, you select the bugged out ship, yeah? Then select a... so the bugged out ship should be read-only, yeah? So, and then you select a non-bugged out ship, and then immediately click on the bugged out ship again. Ba-bum. And then click on the non-read-only one again, and you should be able to change its loadout and claim the ship. That's the idea. Sort of like you bug it into thinking you can actually change it again, and then change its items. Basically save it. You should be able to respawn it, and it won't be bugged anymore. That's the workaround for that works every time I've tried it. But admittedly, I've tried it once when I'm not even sure if my ship was probably bugged out, but I've seen it done lots. So, but there's a better version of me saying that. But basically, when I was describing that, I got very confused in my last video when I was describing that, and Sin went, "You've described this really badly. Let me write it for you." So I've got Zin's description that I'm reading of how to do that bug fix. I hope that was somewhat descriptive. Yeah. Let me literally copy and paste this for you. Bam. Yeah, that's how you fix it. That's how you fix it. Oh, I can't post it in here. Not paste. There you go. Perfect. Bam. I'm bad at games. If that is a bit more descriptive. But there's a load of workarounds and bug fixes and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be able to inform some of you and help some of you. What have we got here? How am I? I'm doing okay. I do have my father's funeral on Friday, which I'm looking forward to in the fact that it's some solid sort of closure, and I want sort of my family to be able to move on and heal. So there will be some disruption to content coming out on Friday, and apologies for anyone that was expecting lots more content to be being pumped out on my channel after 3.14 went live, but unfortunately, as I said, my father passed away very recently, and that comes first for me. So obviously, so a family's always going to come first. But obviously, we've still been getting out the videos and stuff, and we'll get back into the swing of things. Zin's been absolutely fantastic throughout, and I do appreciate all the kind messages. It is very much appreciated. Have you flown the starters in 3.14? I took a C8X through everything, but ERT and WoW, the new combat opens possibilities. Okay, so we've been running the Aurora MR for the starter ship. I haven't run anything beyond that Aurora MR and the Mustang. I prefer the Avenger Titan for almost everything anyway. Who does your hair? Wow. Wow. Captain Muzz, that's harsh. The thing is that I look a bit like a monk if I don't shave it now as well, because it grows All over except for here. Taking any time off, you deserve a vacation. I agree with you. I was meant to go away a couple of weekends ago, but obviously didn't because my father's passing. Would have been the first holiday I'd taken in like I think 18 months, maybe 2 years. That was badly timed by nature. But I'm genuinely doing okay. Like I think a lot of people keep on asking me, "You okay? Oh my God, do this, do that, take time off." I mean, I'll do what's necessary for my best I can do with my mental health and the stuff I can do to feel the most comfortable. But I'm not. I'm very practical as a human, and I'd come to terms with my father's passing well before he passed. So I love him, I adore him, and yeah. Zin and her partner and some of my other friends are coming down to visit me in a couple of weeks. So I'm supposed to go off on holiday with them. But, cheapest and best ship with working storage? Adventure Titan, I think. Bored, what patch are you most looking forward to right now and why? It's always just the next one. The CitizenCon one's always quite exciting. I think really so for content 3.16 this year, the last patch of this year has salvage in it. At least it's supposed to have salvage in it, and it should be pretty solid. I'm most looking forward to at the moment CitizenCon this year because I'm looking forward to any new gameplay mechanics they want to show, new mission types, and new star systems. I'm hoping we see Pyro and Nyx and stuff like that. Or at least Pyro. You got the constant loop of the broken Moby-Glass. I've got a few different fixes for that in the video. So hopefully we'll be able to go through it. But yes, one of them was character customizer. If that's not working for you, then that's unfortunate. I always say it's progress to a better verse. That said, can you talk a little on how the same things get broken again and again, even with the seemingly little things? So, a lot of stuff is bodge fixed, is the way I describe it. So they get it fixed in a mini patch, and then they change some other stuff, and a similar thing breaks again. It might not actually be the same issue, but it might present in the same way. And things like typically things that are with server degradation or stuff like that that's not been solved yet because really they're waiting on server meshing and an overhaul for the network and stuff like that to solve it, or things that are communications with database issues. So like Moby-Class breaking, I believe, is that sort of thing. So those are issues that will get solved. They've got plans to solve them because they're doing a big overhaul of those features and systems. But in the meantime, they can only bodge fix it. Now, that means that, yes, they can put the same fix in or similar fix in next time, but there are other things that break it because it's fundamentally broken until they actually get the overhaul in, which could be a couple of patches away. Do you see what I mean? Sometimes it's just things that present it almost identically or very similarly. Sometimes it's because they've changed something back and then changed it back again. What do you think about 3.14? I've had a great experience with 3.14. I think it's very pretty. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Desync's an issue. Ship claims problems are an issue. And obviously, people's stability and performance is an issue. Now, I haven't had much in the way of performance issues. Stability issues, I think I've had one 30k. But I know lots of people have had lots of 30ks, so... A friend of mine wants to start playing Star Citizen. Should he take advantage of the current referral program or wait until CitizenCon, where there will be more discounts and more insurance? I can't... I don't know what the future will bring. However, if he's not going to be playing it much, I might consider waiting to CitizenCon or the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, because you might be able to get a snag a little bit of a bargain, and there could be other stuff going on. It depends. If you want to play now, do you think the Banner Merchantman with the Endeavour using the Hangout Research in Biodome would be a good mobile jump tank? Yes. So I think that people are going to be flying multiple Endeavours around and using Banner Merchantmans like as a flotilla. I was talking about this with one of my mates the other day. The large hangar and even could even hold a Connie, same height as a. We don't know what ships that hangar on the Endeavour will be able to hold until it's in our hands. We know it will at least be able to hold a couple of threads. I appreciate all the kind words. I'm trying not to talk much about my father's passing and stuff like that, because the whole chat just turns to condolences, and we were getting sympathy money donated constantly, which I was trying to avoid. Like I'm happy to take people's money for the channel or to make Star Citizen content because people want to pat me on the head and go, good board gamer, or the same for Zin. But I don't want to take money for the passing of my father, because that's sorted, that's handled. It's all good. And thank you very much though for people's kind words. It genuinely means a lot. When I've been quite sort of like, oh fuck, this is a crappy situation. Reading thousands of comments that are all like, oh, I've had a similar problem. My heart goes out to you. All these different stories and all this sort of like love without expectation. It just sort of, it's appreciated, like genuinely. So, how heavy are the changes for the computer to load / stay at Orison currently? Optimized and expected. I'm a bit confused what that question is. Orison is the most laggy of the zones currently in Star Citizen, but laggy for me is 20 to 30 frames. Laggy is not the correct word. Low frame rate. But sometimes it's reasonably good. So it can be up to 40. They're going to be optimizing it further. I mean, lots of this stuff to do with the gas cloud tech and loads of entities everywhere and these trees and yeah. And because it's new, it gets optimized over time. Thoughts with you, Board Gamer. Thank you for being a consistent and excellent source of Star Citizen, even while going through loss. Oh, no worries. I love working. Like, it's my tether to reality. Doing some streaming to have a bit of a chat. I can vent whatever I want on here. You have to listen to me or leave. That's your choice. So that's actually quite good, and I get to talk to community and get my sort of finger on the pulse. But also, I enjoy working. I enjoy researching. I enjoy taking my mind off stuff. I know I've got work to do and I can be productive. So that's actually pretty useful. I appreciate the hugs sent over the internets. Regarding character customization, we know CIG is working on improving and enhancing hairstyles, mechanics. Do you know if CIG plans to add more customization options? Height, muscle mass, muscle tone. So, it is unlikely, at least in the mid, probably even in the long term, that you'll be able to do anything that affects the shape or hitbox of the female or male models. And beyond that, they can have lots of customization, but it's mostly going to be around your face. But expect everyone to be the same height, so all men to be the same height, all women to be the same height within that model, and all the body shapes to pretty much be the same height. However, you may see different body shapes of NPCs in the future, especially, obviously, with the mission givers. They're much more... but everyone's got a beautiful future military bod. Grug Moulton, just because you're the GOAT in terms of Star Citizen streaming. What is this? An acronym? Greatest of all time? Or does it literally mean I'm a goat? Or what does goat mean? It means an animal. Thanks. I've never heard that term before. I don't agree with you, Greg. In terms of Star Citizen streaming, I quite like Captain Richard and DJ Knight. I think Maya and Super Mac Brothers. There's a load. If you want Star Citizen opinions and more true feelings, then like people like Salty Mike. Obviously, video-wise, like I think Morph is top tier, at least on his editing and getting the actual shots. I do appreciate all the love, though. I'm certainly the most consistent and constant and persistent of the Star Citizen content creators. Like, I've been with the game for ages, and I'll constantly pump out videos through the good and the bad about the news. Happily do that. And there's no agenda there beyond I want to run a Star Citizen channel and make money from my Star Citizen channel by producing content that I think is necessary to be produced. So, and it's typically almost entirely content that I would like to consume about other games. So the way I sort of started my channel was I did some content on Diablo 3 and Titanfall, and I went, people aren't making the videos for this that I want, and like especially for Diablo 3, very quick, concise guides. And then I was like, well, actually, I want to know what's going on in Diablo 3. And then obviously I found like people like Breaker and that sort of stuff, and they talked a lot about patch notes and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, well, no one really does that for Star Citizen. So I evolved that into... I think I am both... I think I've affected the Star Citizen ecosystem for content creators in terms of what people think is appropriate content to make. But I don't think that's all good. Like, I created the very basic sort of like, well, actually, people reading out patch notes and compressing that somewhat is actually a really good thing, because for people that want that content. But if 18 different content creators are doing exactly the same thing, yeah, I mean, people can choose not to watch that particular content. Hopefully, people have their own styles of doing it. I'm not saying there's anything massively wrong with that. I'm just saying, you know, there's lots of other videos you could be doing for Star Citizen, and that's one of the things I want to start moving into, is lots more videos. Especially like with people in the past, like you get more for as sort of like, I want to do the prettiest stuff. Rexilla obviously had his great events and things like that, and there's generally actually a lot to play in Star Citizen now, and loads of guides to be made, and talking about the game's development. I mean, you can talk hours each day about the game's development, and there's constantly new stuff, which is pretty good. At least in the top echelon of Star Citizen streamers. I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, I think that's more fame-based. Well, let me turn this music down slightly. I think that's just more because I've got a bit of a following now, rather than I actually am the best or top tier. But I appreciate that. I genuinely do. I will attempt to strive to be a better content creator and make more content. I think Zin's been a fantastic addition to the channel for that. I would like CIG to actually make a mall with more than 20 shops at the same city, and maybe they will in the future. I mean, they can do it, I suppose. They've got the building blocks system, the modular system for producing that works. Hello, sexy 8-month sub, boy. Thank you very much, Hextus. I appreciate that. Thanks for the sub. What planet or moon in game are you most likely to holiday on? I'm most likely to live on Horizon. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I quite like Baymar as a moon because it's got a lot of memories for me, and I just quite like it as a moon. Not like it. Don't like its low gravity really. Yeah, I'm most in love with Horizon. Do you think that making money in game to buy ships in game needs a lot of balancing? Yes, but it doesn't need balancing yet. Well, It needs to be accessible now so people can buy those ships eventually, sort of within game in a timely manner. But it doesn't need to be properly balanced yet because we don't have a dynamic economy yet. We don't have those economy features. What's your opinion on current LPVC earning rates? It's erratic as hell for certain things. It does need to be more balanced within each of the job roles so all of the jobs are viable. At the moment, mine broken, so things like that. And I do want to see more potential money to be made from cargo running. We managed to get worse FPS on planets like Yellow and Daymar and around random space stations than I do in Orison Landing Zone. Makes zero sense. Does my hardware even matter? Well, yeah, obviously there's some optimization issues with those areas. Any infos about trading? Any experience? 30Ks? Is it profitable? So, we're going to be getting a Inside Star Citizen, I believe, this week, talking about Jumptown V2, I think. So they'll be able to talk a bit about current trading and near future trading and sort of things and cargo running and stuff that you might be able to do there. Are the old and available sources for trading up to date? Kind of curious. Oh, I haven't checked to make sure that all the trading apps are updated yet. I would expect them to be updated this week if they haven't been yet. For the ones that are still supported, I'll have a look at that and get something up for it. So, trading always has the problem that 30Ks cause huge errors. Huge errors, huge problems with you trying to do cargo running because you might have 2 million worth of cargo on you and it just gets deleted and you're like, oh, well, now I've got no money. Huh. Trading seemed to work okay in the latest build. I want it to be more viable profit-wise, and I want there to be a solution if 30Ks. I don't want to just lose all my stuff. Do you think server meshing, or at least a chunk of it, will be in by the end of the year? So they're working towards getting server meshing and network overhauling. I think it's going to be middle of next year. People are saying trade's garbage right now. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not great. It's you can do it, but it's Has anyone tried to make money from the Ninetales lockdown stuff? From needing medical supplies in those areas? What's the sort of rate there? Any info on the Redeemer? They're working on the Redeemer. You should be seeing the Redeemer in the next major patch. Lots of cool shots and stuff, and they talk about it in the monthly report. Quick question, I'm stuck in an Everest Harbour bed. Relog. Try holding Y. Relog. Just went on the Jericho Javelin, and wow, that is sick. And the Xenothreat mission is so cool. So I would like us to actually be able to man the guns in the Javelin. I think that would actually be pretty cool as a mission, mate. When will the next free fly event be? Don't know for sure. It's possible that they'll do one in the near future because there's things like the Foundation Festival that might be later in August. Maybe. So maybe one there. CitizenCon could have a free fly. The Intergalactic Aerospace Expo almost always has a free fly, which is at the end of November. So middle of October, end of November, potentially later this month. How much do you think backface culling will affect? Backface culling will affect FPS. I'm not sure what backface culling is. I know that they're doing more portal and door culling and just generally more culling stuff that's out of shot or behind walls, which should save a lot of hardware resource, but I'm not sure how much and how that will tangibly affect the game. I'm looking forward to that mixed in with the Gen 12 renderer and Vulkan integration, which I do think will give big gains. Do we have any news about Squadron 42? Is it next year again, or is there a part 1 coming? So, Squadron 42, there's 3 major AAA games for Squadron 42. When we talk about Squadron 42, we're almost always talking about Squadron 42 Episode 1, which is the one that's always been planned. This is not a division of the game across 3 games or anything like that. So Episode 1, we don't know when it's coming. I'm thinking at the moment that it's coming at the end of 2022. Some people have said there might be a demo, there might be a prelude, there could be lots of different things. I'm holding out that Squadron 42 is coming at the end of next year. Now, that's not a confirmation from CIG or anything like that. The last thing we heard was Chris Roberts is going to the UK towards the end of this year, or the very beginning of next, to finish out Squadron 42. And some major staff, like I think Richard Tyrier, have moved over to working and focused work on Squadron 42. They are trying to finish it out. Do you know what the state of quantum integration is? I'm a bit out of the loop with some of the dev diaries, but that system always seemed interesting to me. I was looking forward to it. So it's one of the most major important systems in game. It's the dynamic economy, it's the quanta and the dynamic universe sim. This is how everything sort of works out, what missions are supposed to be done in the area, what's happening in a given area, how the prices are affected, what missions spawn, what enemies you encounter. It's all of that. And it's being worked on a lot. We saw some stuff from Tony Zarevich a few months ago talking about it and how it's sort of integrated now, how it sort of makes probability volumes and works out what's going on. Some of these probability volumes can become like a tracked NPC, which can go around and do things, and then they can be physicalized as and when necessary, and they're like, these pirates can become named and have their own sort of pirate empire eventually, and things like that. But it's being worked on. We should see some more of it talked about at CitizenCon. I'm expecting to start to see elements of it in game, probably at the beginning of next year. Probably. There's no confirmation from CIG on this stuff, but I think you'll start to see more of a dynamic economy sort of feel, even if it's bodged, even if it's like, this is towards the intention. You sure know how to sugarcoat a turd? You're a con man. The Digital Peasant. I cover Star Citizen News, and I talk about it. I'm quite excited by the game. I quite enjoy it. But I sort of like enjoy the project, warts and all. But I do know how to sugarcoat turds. That is true. You're more than welcome to kindly fuck off. I'm not really in the mood. My veneer of very reasonable is a bit shattered at the moment as my father has passed. So fuck off. But thanks for the comments. What are your thoughts on physicalized cargo? From one side, it's great to have, so we can see it, take it, steal it. From the other side, loading 500 boxes in the Caterpillar might take 5 hours. So there is a cargo overhaul coming. Obviously, they've got the physical inventory system, well, the local inventory system, which moves it into physical inventory eventually. They need larger boxes, is one other thing. So you're not going to have lots and lots and lots of tiny boxes. That's madness. There's going to be lots of larger boxes as part of that. So yes, you should be able to steal things and interact with cargo, and maybe do it through a UI, so it's not always just done by picking up small boxes. You're going to be taking some of these with tractor beams, and there's like dedicated tractor tools and actual tractor beams on ships. So it's you are going to be able to loot ships, basically, but it's not going to be taking millions of tiny boxes. What news do you have on Squadron 42? Got a Squadron 42 video out yesterday with the latest updates from the monthly report and what we sort of heard from CIG. Right now, what is your intention for gameplay at release? Unless it's a secret, what do you plan on doing for the first 24 hours of the game going up? I have no idea yet. No idea. Partying and socializing for the most part, probably. And a game's release, I suspect it will be a big social event. I'm much more of a social gamer. What do you think about the gravity on ship at Orison? What? Is there something weird going on with gravity on ships at Orison? I've not noticed. What? What are your thoughts on 6-month insurance on concept ships? I don't think lifetime insurance or the insurance rates on those ships are that important. I think they're going to be available for the hull of ships at very minimal cost. And once you start customizing your ships, you're going to be paying for better insurance anyway. So I don't think the insurance rate is that important. As long as there are warnings when your insurance has lapsed and you try and take your ship out. Thoughts on Foot Compass? I want ways of navigating and coordinating and a coordinate system for each planet and area in the game. So ways of navigating, ways of sharing your location, ways of moving around a map, mini-maps, compasses, things like that. Something and some things, yes. I'm not sure specifically what is a good idea, though. Have you recently played Star Marine? No, I have not. I've not played it in a couple of months. Okay. I will, I'll try some Star Marine. I know they're going to be talking about Arena Commander updates and fixes soon as well. I'm hoping they update the Vandal ships in there. .14 has given me a taste of what it'd be like to have no insurance on my ships. I'm now playing very safe to avoid the claim bug. Were you also getting that for the WAG? No, I wasn't. I think I had it once, but I'm not even sure if I had it. I was trying to get it so I could do a video on it. Have you seen Bed Banana's new video? Is that the huge one with the... I haven't watched it all. Well, I watched it, but I was going to bed at the time, so didn't really pay any attention to it. It's a hugely long one about the ship Intergalactic Aerospace Expo stuff. No, was it the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? Or was it the or was it Fleet Week? It was Fleet Week, wasn't it? I enjoyed your streams and updates. I find they really bring the news to Star Citizen. And its updates for ships and for their release. Has there been any updates regarding the Genesis Starliner? No, beyond Disco saying eventually in the showroom at Horizon you'll be able to see the Genesis Starliner. Beyond that, no. Hello, BoredGamer. How's everything? I'm alright, Radicate, mate. I hope you're doing well. Radicator makes great Star Citizen constant news sort of commentary and tips and advice and his feelings on the game every day. When things are a little dim, bored as a beacon of light. I'm generally quite positive, but I'm not sort of actively. I mean, I'm quite critical sometimes, but I appreciate the love. I think what it is I'm not. Well, I am whiny. I'm a whiny little batch. But that's more in like Apex Legends and games like that. You don't see me like that, I think it is. Yeah. Do we know when they will fix the no-code bug? So they're trying to fix that at the moment. They're trying to fix stability, no-code bug, and more desync stuff. Is CIG working on improving the current flyable ships? Yes. For example, there are areas in my Freelancer Max that is so annoying, like accidentally activating the turret. Oh, I see what you mean. I suspect there will be a tolerance for things like that, but yes, I suspect they're also trying to work on some of the usability there. But I think that maybe all they need is that to be less sensitive in those areas, so that you don't accidentally do things like that. BoredGamer was the reason I bought my first ship back in 2015, and there was only just the hangar module. I apologise for my getting you into a terrible habit. With homesteads on the horizon, do you think players will be able to build flying bases in Crusader's atmosphere? Something like Horizon with thrusters. Nothing we've heard like that. I don't think so. I mean, there might be big ships. I mean, you could just bring when we have them, the Kraken there or something. I love the idea, but I don't think it's going to be a thing. Are you uncomfortable being the greatest, largest, and best Star Citizen creator in the verse? Entirely unbiased opinion there. Thank you very much, VCDM. I just don't believe that's true. How come that you never mentioned the game-breaking bug about claiming ships? It's so only present. I mean, I literally mentioned it in my last video, and I mentioned it in today's video, and I mentioned mentioned it in two of videos that are coming out today as well. I mean, you might have seen those ones. Does CIG plan to add more first-person shooting content in-game? More things to do in that regard? Yes. And if so, any idea what? Much more interaction with sort of like the underground bunkers and space stations and facilities. There's going to be new places like homesteads. So there's going to be bases that you are able to build eventually and defend. There's going to be lots of more points of interest. There's a huge amount to do getting out your ship. Going to be looting and things like that as well. Shipboarding. Big parts of missions will be leaving your ship and getting out and doing FPS stuff. The planet deck is beautiful. However, it's missing any unique geological points of interest. Have you heard anything about bringing these features to the verse? Bring back Sketo Rock. It's not Skeko, it's Stegosaurus. Isn't it? Or have I misunderstood? So I would expect to see wonders of the world, planets, universe, and all that sort of stuff on certain planets, but they will have to be bespokely made, or maybe there will be some named points of interest that are just huge mountains, things like that as well. They might naturally occur. They might literally naturally occur. But obviously, the Stego Canyon and stuff like that was a bug, not a feature. Although it felt like a feature because it was cool. Does Squadron 42 pledge include all 3 episodes? So, early pledges include the first 2. But almost entirely, most backers have got the first one. You don't have to worry about the other 2 yet. There will be AAA games that they will make in the future that will be sort of, I believe, entirely standalone. Will CIG sell standalone hangers? Well, I mean, they sort of do, but I wouldn't buy them. You'll be able to buy them in-game as well. They sort of like, or rent them in-game, so do that. Any idea when they will implement more player damage in game, like the ability to literally blow an NPC or player's head off? I'm not sure if they want to have gore or that sort of stuff. There are certainly going to be very damaged limbs, crippled limbs, destroyed limbs. I'm not sure if you'll literally be able to take a player's head off. Maybe you will. With how delayed 3.14 was and the ongoing issues, do you think that they will push back 3.15 items to 3.16? It's possible that some stuff might get pushed back. Their staggered development, though, means that the teams working on 3.15 aren't, for the most part, the same teams that were working on 3.14. Do you see what I mean? That they were working on them at the same time. And typically as well, 3.15 is probably going to be released the Q3 patch around CitizenCon, so... What are your thoughts on CIG? Sorry, I talked about that. Any chance of one of the secret ships in production is the Polaris? I mean, it could be. They refer to them as unannounced ships, so that suggests to me that they're entirely new. There's things like the 400 or 500i, things like the Raft or a mobile refinery ship, variants, lots of different variants of ships. The Redeemer may have a drop ship variant or may have variants of it, for example. There's a Corvette that people think is going to be coming out. I mean, I hope in my dreams that it maybe is a Titan suit, but I think that's unlikely. Theatres of War upcoming. I was expecting to see Theatres of War playtests through the 3.14 cycle of the game, so maybe we'll see some Theatres of War. Bored, is there any update on the Redeemer release? No update beyond expecting it for 3.15. Is CitizenCon still going all streaming? Yes, this year it is all streaming. Although there's lots of stuff you can do to get involved with. So lots of little random things. cosplay competition, make your own little video ads or videos that they can show in between the different presentations they've got. It is a virtual only event. Bored, no, haven't done the 9 Tails event yet. Every time I get close to it, it cuts down to 9 FPS and 100% desync. Yes, so a lot of people have said to me that it's very desyncy around that area and around space stations. So, if you were offered a job from CIG, would you accept it? I mean, I'd look at the job and consider it, but I think I am very unlikely to accept it. What do you think about the gravity impact on flying ships at the area around Horizon? I haven't noticed much beyond flying around and going, it's pretty. With med gameplay coming and its impact, I've prepared an Ursa ambulance. Well, actually, I really like the idea of ambulance and recovery vehicles like that. So I will take a look at that if that's cool. Do you think an Ursa ambulance is a good idea? Yes. Or something similar. Some small style ground vehicles that have tier 3 beds in and medical to stabilise people. But I think there's probably a lot of for salvage ships and salvage vehicles and things like that as well are probably quite useful. Do you think they already have the star systems Squadron 42? Do you think they already have the star system Squadron 42 exists in built? That's the Odin system you're talking about. So I think they have largely built out the Odin system for Squadron 42's needs, and I think that once they've completed Pyro Nyx, they might put Odin in, because they will connect from Stanton to Odin. How will CIG make monies with UEC sales if you can undercut them by selling pledge ships? So they won't at the moment. They'll probably sell UEC in game once the game goes live, and then they'll have a reduced amount of ships that you can actually buy beyond starter packages. All rented ships and ground vehicles are read only, I believe, at the moment. You can't customize rented ships. The Odin system is probably on the verge of being done, but it isn't ready for the PU at all. Yeah, that's basically my sort of theory on that as well. Is it normal for incremental 3.14.x patches to go to PU for live? Yes. I mean, they need to test it. Sometimes it goes straight to Ivacadi, then to main build, but at the moment I believe it's an open PTU. I appreciate all the love, Eradicator, mate. Also, Bored, where is your coloured constellation? BoredGamer edition. I don't want that form of promotion from CIG. In the same way, I didn't want them to include me in any form of the referral schemes or anything like that. Okay, I don't think it's a good look for my channel. I want to produce the news. I'm okay with them giving me ships and vehicles with new releases sometimes that I'll then give away for giveaways occasionally, as long as there's no conditions to them beyond you can give them what you want. Cool. If they say, oh, you got to give us positive thing, or you got to do this, or you got to do that, nah, or not for that. So, but they haven't done anything like that yet. Stormfire, thank you very much. 40 months. Oh my god, my friend. How are you, sir? Also, thank you for everything you do for us. I'm doing okay. Thanks, Stormfire. Looking forward to getting to the weekend this week. My father's funeral on Friday. And then I've got seeing some friends on Saturday for a barbecue and to sort of chill. And I think that will be... I put my mind in a good state, I think, after that. I think it'll be good for my family as well. Do you think now would be a good time to introduce some of my friends to Star Citizen? No, probably not at the moment with some of the problems with 3.14 live. Maybe in 3.14.x. Maybe at the next free flight. But not at this precise second. Unless they're cool with bugs and you just showing them around like they're tourists. In that case, probably is quite a cool time. Do you think we will be stopped mid-quantum for space whale crossings. We'll just smack into one. I think that if things are in your way, you will get pulled out of quantum. So if there was a space whale or animal in front of you, you would get pulled out. So I have to pay real money for the claim bug. You could buy a cheap ship or vehicle in game. You can solve it as well. You have to spend real money for it. No. And you don't lose the real money ships, especially at the moment. They're safe between patch to patch. And you use some Vulcan. No, beyond them working on the Gen 12 renderer and them getting more stuff done for that. And we don't know the date that they're going to be integrating Gen 12 renderer and Vulcan into the game yet, but we're expecting soon. What will you and Zin be doing for CitizenCon, Watch Party? I don't entirely know. Probably a Watch Party. We'll also be wanting to get videos out pretty quick afterwards, so... You're going to do interviews? Maybe? I'll drop CIG a message and see if there's anything they have planned to get involved with the community for people like me. You bored, beautiful bastards. Any bets on the unannounced vehicles? Yeah, so I'm thinking 400 or 500i, the Raft, either cargo, sort of short-range cargo vehicle, or mobile refinery. Or definitely a mobile refinery of some sort is going to be there at some point. But thinking sort of like large capital ships, sort of gunboats have been talked about, but I think that's probably relating to the Perseus that we've already had. But I think there might be a capital ship or two in the works, Corvette-sized. Have you watched The Expanse? Only the first couple of seasons. If you're familiar, any idea on Star Citizen implementing their G-Force drugs? Something that could help us handle more Gs? I think that's a possibility. I think it's possible that that's the sort of thing you might be able to get. And what else have we got? Can you normally CCU a ship for a different variant of the same hull? Yes, as long as it doesn't, as long as it costs at least $5 or more. Does anyone know how I can get out of the stuck in bed? Relogging often works. What do you think of the possibility of becoming a farmer or owning a pet? I'm not sure to what extent you'd be able to own pets, like them follow you and companion with you, beyond aesthetic pets, just so you keep them in a cage or a terrarium or in an area, or they sort of attach to your character rather than actually do anything. Farming, I'm actually really excited for farming, so whether it's biodomes or actual base farming or whatever. Do you think the oars and barges will be a new FPS mission zone? Yes, I do. Quite genuinely. Anyone been having issues where the ship's missing all the components? Yes, that's one of the sort of ways that the ship claim bug presents. So I understand that you are able to find things that you can get by exploring, but if my ship gets blown up while... do I lose all my hard work? Maybe insurance cover it? I don't know exactly what you're talking about. So, if you've got a big capital ship and you spent time getting loads of stuff on board and customizing it and stuff, do you lose all of that once it explodes? We don't know how insurance is going to work in the future. I hope that you can get it insured, and I hope you can have it set up very similarly so you can just buy it again. That would be my hope, but we'll have to wait and see. And they do want risk and reward and mortality to be a big thing. But ships aren't going to just explode in the same way. So you might be able to go and salvage your ship or bring it back. What's the intended downstate with the medical updates. Right now, you're instantly dead. So you will be knocked down and bleeding out. People can rescue you, stabilize you. And you might even be able to medipen yourself. That's the idea. Dude, been following you a long time. Main source of Star Citizen news by far. Just hope you know that we appreciate it. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do you think CIG would benefit from only doing 3 main patches per year as we get closer to the finished game? Yes. That would speed up the development. People would get very grumpy about it, even though I do actually think it would be beneficial. Hugely beneficial. Are you more excited for the Banner Merchantman Titan suits or the Endeavour? Oh, I'm excited by all of those quite a lot. I don't actually know which I'm excited about it more. I mean, if it was with all of the gameplay that it involves, probably the Endeavour, because I think the science gameplay is huge and expansive, and the Endeavour covers so much of it, so. But they're all pretty exciting. With the plan for having 100 plus star systems on release. Some time after release. Yes, but not on release. I think you'll see like 20 systems. And seeing how long it takes them to make Pyro, don't you think that's a little well optimistic? Yes, Rockstar, I do think that's optimistic. I do think that they'll get like 20 or so, 20, 30 systems done for the live release, and then they'll be able to pump them out. So they do have the Montreal-headed Turbulent Turbulent-headed studio. Now they've got recently, not that recently, but focusing on gameplay area and star systems. So they've built a studio to just build that content out. Hopefully that'll start to pay dividends next year. I think I put more dollar into this game as a subscriber than I've put into ships over 19 months and paid subscription, and have regretted just 1 month. Where we got ship skins for... Yeah, the 100i ship skins were tone deaf. Yeah? We've given you a choice of skins for different ships, then maybe less tone deaf. But just being able to... You want items that anyone can use, for the most part, or even if they're just flare items, like anyone can display. You've been kicked off the top 5 referrals leaderboard. How many referrals you got? I was on there, so I stopped putting referrals to my referral link after I got my javelin. So, and then I was still in that top slot for ages. I think it's just because I obviously had a few successful guides. That's what account is my javelin even on? Not that one. It's not even on my main account. You can't see these naked. I've got thousands of accounts now. That's a lie. I've got lots of accounts. For different purposes. Let's see when I stopped. And how many referrals do I actually have? Because I literally stopped when I had 2,050. See how many referrals I actually have now. Because obviously there's still going to be some coming into my thing. I have 2,571 referrals after literally removing my referral code from all of my media and putting a different, putting my enlist. So I've got a boardgamer.co.uk/enlist link, which then randomizes a referral code between like people like my Patreons and donators and stuff like that. So I just chuck it in there to give back to some people as a little extra bonus. I've got 2,200 prospects and 2,571 recruits. More than I thought. But when did I get my... Would show you my hangar and stuff, but I'm not sure if there's anything else on the screen I'm supposed to show. When did I get that? So look at this. So Because I was in... I was actually in the first group to play it. I was in... because I played Theatres of War at CitizenCon 2949. I got a hat. And because I gave feedback, I got some glasses. Now, these may be the rarest items in-game. It's really... I like the cool little the reward for helping. It annoys people as well. Like, what? I want that. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to see how long ago I got my javelin. Aha! I got it. So, I was awarded a javelin in October 29th, 2018. So, for about 3 years, I haven't been pushing people to my referral link. Huh. That's my weird flex today. Tell you what, though, I haven't got my dragonfly on this account, so maybe I will link my thing. Right. What else have we got? Bannis, sorry to hear about your loss. All my love and condolences. If you need to talk, DM me. I appreciate that. Loads of people have said that, and I do genuinely appreciate it. So is there a market in Star Citizen like in Eve? I would expect to see market type things like in Eve, like Jita as well, form in the future. At the moment, no. But they are making an asset manager app, which is similar to what we have in Eve. And do you think you'll be able to buy all NPC clothes eventually? Yes. Yeah. Sup, Maji? What is this new 3.14 patch about? So it is mainly focusing on some fixes for 3.14 live, and testing the Zenith Threat event again. So they're trying to solve desync. They're trying to solve problems with the ship claim stuff. So that's the main things they're focusing on, and making sure that event is good for when it goes live. Well, when the event goes live. I'd expect them to deploy the 3.14.1 patch for this weekend. I'm not sure if my specs are correct on Twitch anymore. I need to update them, maybe. I've got a... now, I've got a 3800 GeForce. No. 3080 GeForce. 3800, what am I talking about? 3080 GeForce. And a 5950X AMD Ryzen. Anyone else finding energy capacitor sizes to be too small? It's sort of the point. It requires the management, but yes, I understand your frustration. I can't help but wonder if switching out from my preachers to cannons is a better idea. So, I know what you mean with that as well. Like, I feel that cannons and even some ballistics become much more viable because of the sort of super low capacitors. Apparently another one of the workarounds for the claim bug is to go to the mobiGlass and into ship loadout, change loadout from on a random unlocked ship. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's the one we were talking about earlier. I've had 0 issues claiming since the patch this morning. Okay, that's good to hear. Cool. Bear with me 1 second. Did you have fun on the Xenothreat mission? Yes. So in the latest version of Xenothreat, I was able to play for a full playthrough of it. I rammed an 890 jump into the just for the kill. Wow. I think they need to be more resistant to ramming. Look, because, I mean, ramming a ship with another ship, I think there needs to be some resistance there, because you're not a weapon of war, are you? You're just, It's different from a missile or a projectile that's literally honed for combat. I hope my hope is when CIG releases Star Citizen, they do not sell ships beyond the game packages they have at current. It offers variety and monies for them to earn, and not keen on them selling UEC. Cool. I think it's a conversation that we need to have closer to release, for sure, with CIG, to make sure that we keep them honest, and to make sure it doesn't become a pay-to-win nightmare, and to make sure it's as fun for as many people as possible. I want them to be able to support the game. I'm fine with them selling concept chip sale, so you get them, buy them, with real money, and you get them at the earliest possible stage, so and with like special skins, but they go into the game properly like a week later or something like that. But you can buy them in game or some such. I think I'm okay with them selling UEC as long as they do it in a sensible manner. Will Origin get a freelancer style 4-seater ship? I think that might be. I think that it's a little bit bigger and more like Constellation, but the 400i might be sort of like that. Are there any plans for a skiff type small ship? What other utility? I mean, the raft might be something like that, like we've sort of heard about. There's lots of utility ships planned and vehicles, I believe. Anyway, what do you expect the final price of the Venom Etchman to become? Probably about $700, probably around there. Do you think CIG will add hostile alien species on planets? Like packs that act like water? Yes. Yes. Obviously, we're going to see like the Boreal Stalker in the not too distant future. It seems like that's the Microtech Yeti. But Pyro Crab and Pyro Crab Queen, I think they are packs of them. Do you think that CIG will ever implement any of the DLSS or AMD FSR to help with performance? Yeah, so the AMD FSR is great because it works across all cards really well. So I would like to start seeing stuff like that in Star Citizen. High frame rates, potentially higher res for people as well. Why buy UEC at release when you can resell it the game market on the grey market? Yep. At the moment, why buy UEC? Can you see them creating a refinery, Kraken variant, or modules? I think I can see them doing lots of different modules for lots of different ships like that. I hope we have huge modular gameplay with physicalized inventory and status efforts for medical gameplay. Do you think illicit drugs, slam, etam, etc. We all could come consumables in the future too? Yes, not just consumables, but also used for other mechanics and other production and manufacturing. Hey Bored, how are you? Do you think it would be possible to get insurance on ships to cover modules and cargo when buy back a ship? Yes, in the future, I think that is exactly what's going to be happening. Has the reclaim bug and loss of mobigas been fixed on the PTU? They are trying to fix it on the PTU. I haven't noticed either of those problems in the PTU, but I wasn't experiencing that in the live build, so. What announced but not yet present feature are you most looking forward to? I think in the short term, it's salvage. As the captain of your own javelin, out of any fictional crew, who would you like to have join you? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who wouldn't want Picard though? I wouldn't want to be captain then. Do you think we original backers will eventually be replaced in technical skill by younger players as they're better tactile gamers? This game in 10 years, I'll be older, less good. Yeah, the game is not a Twitch-based shooter. It's probably more of a strategic and tactical thinking, slower-paced game, would be my expectation. So you may be better as you get older, obviously to an extent. When you still need to be able to aim, you still need to be able to react. Jake, do you think I was actually a joke? Oh, I see. Well, it's not that much of a joke. It's a genuine worry. Will the personalised hangars coming soon have a docking arm for large ships? Don't know. Don't know to what extent we're seeing personalised hangars for landing on ships versus docking arm ones and stations. I would expect to see large hangars on planets for the larger ships still. 3.14 updated tutorials for mining. Once mining is fixed, I'll get a tutorial out. Is smuggling implemented? Sort of. You can. There are illicit goods which will get confiscated from you if you get discovered with them. Steve Galligan, hey board. With physical inventory and cargo factors coming, and 2 ships now equipped with a smuggling section, the Microstar and Taurus. Do you think there will be a clear definition and separation of cargo grids? Yes, in the future there will be, but it's not going to be real soon. I think that we will see smuggling and bounty hunting updates within the next 3 or 4 quarters. Sorry if you've answered already. What do you speculate the 4 or 5 new ships in the works might be out? We talked about that a minute ago. Oh, J-Bed, you're a star. I love you. I'm not sure what you've done, but you've done good stuff. Will we see more modular ships like the Endeavour? Yes. Well, the Caterpillar is one of them. I mean, there's lots of modules for them. Trust me, there's a lot of resistance to ramming. It took 3 890s just because we all got railguns. Okay. Just joined. Apologies if this has already been answered. Any ideas on timeline for Genesis Starliner? We don't know. So it's possible that Cloud Imperium are trying to work on it quickly because they'll want a ship that is able to operate from planet to planet and system to system, that is an NPC sort of transport ship for players. So I've lost my ship or whatever, or I want to move from here to here. I get on one of these ships and it just takes me there. I think that's something that CIG might actually want to get in the game quickly. But it's possible that it's not going to be done for a long time. We don't know. Do you think there will be new Endeavour pods after completion? Yes, I think the Caterpillar and the Endeavour will see more modular pods for it. Info on the early backer-specific starting zone at release. I missed the cutoff, but I piqued my interest. Oh, I can't. I don't have much information on that. I'll have a look. I know something was talked about that a while ago. The actual smuggling of hiding the smuggled goods in a particular area on your ship is not implemented. That the areas are there and cargo gets sort of placed there, but it's not extra shielded or anything. Where's Zin? Is Zin in the chat? Imposter Zin? What? Didn't see Zin in the chat. It's an imposter. J-Bird is not Zin. Confirmed, J-Bird is not Zin. Different people. J-Bird does all his work for free. I appreciate you, J-Bird. You're the best. You are top tier. Have you thought about doing a video on how to use the issue cancel? Yes, I think I've done a couple now, but I'm happy to do an updated one. It's a good idea. Do we have any other things? So later today, we're getting a roadmap update. So we'll take that apart. I'm not sure if it's going to be a big one or a small one. Hopefully we'll see some more indication of what they got planned for 3.15 and maybe CitizenCon stuff, maybe, if we're lucky, although they're going to be hiding a lot of that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be being worked on that Cloud Imperium aren't going to be telling us about for the next couple of months, which is a bit upsetting, but that's sort of what it is. I think, what have we got? What do we got later this week as well? Thursday, Inside Star Citizen. So, Arena Commander improvements, play versus player scenarios in the PU, and talk with senior system designer and Ben Dorsley on day one development for Jumptown 2.0. So, Jumptown 2.0, hopefully, CIG will be able to capture the joy of emergent gameplay that came from Jumptown. Okay. CIG didn't plan for Jumptown to happen like it happened originally, but it was some of the best fun and gameplay and cargo experience that we've had in Star Citizen by far. So maybe they can capture that again. They'll be talking about Jumptown 2.0, so that'll be good. I'm hoping that in Arena Commander we see for Vandal Swarm, updates to Vandal Swarm, and the new Scythe and Glaive added, so the updated models for that soon. I think that'd be pretty good. Friday, we've got a Star Citizen Live, but they haven't said what it is yet. Let's just double check that. Let me have a quick refresh. I don't know exactly what that will be. Could be about events, could be about lots of different things. Do you think the Starfarer and Reclaimer will get some love soon, especially with their inability to leave the planet and atmosphere? So they've definitely been looking at them from that point of view, yes. The Starfarer, they've been working on its refueling arm. They want the refueling arm in before they have Pyro and Server Meshing, or at the same time they have Pyro and Server Meshing, I should say, for 4.0. So expect them to be working on that pretty quick. So I do think we're going to be seeing that probably middle of next year, if not sooner, with the refueling anyway. The Reclaimer, I think that they'll probably give it a couple of tweaks, but I don't think we'll see a huge amount of love for the ship until they have salvaging that can use. So that patch dropped for live, but now I can't launch the game from the menus. Is there a workaround? Is 3 points? It's 3.14.0 A, whatever they're calling it. Is that dropped? Maybe 1 second. I'll invalidate one of my videos that I've done, which would be annoying. No, that is not, as far as I'm aware. Not being able to reclaim your ship in certain instances is a known issue, and we're looking into it and trying to fix it ASAP. You can head over to our knowledge database for bugs we're currently investigating, thanks to the issue council reports we've received over the last couple of days. As for the vehicle balance changes that we implemented with 3.14, head over to the following threads to leave feedback for vehicles and balance. Okay. Please note that Ninetales Lockdown will be running at various times on launch weekend. Okay, that's cool. We should see lots more of that Ninetales Lockdown over the coming weeks as well. Right, what else? Oh, Plastic Death! And Robert Christie? Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? What's happening? Let me click on his. Click on that. Click on this. Plastic Death, I love you and your face. That's a lot of money. Thank you so much. In light of the usual line of questions you get, when do you think Tom Cruise will come out? Much love as always to you and your family. God damn it! Why don't I read these things before reading them? He's that's obviously a nickname for a spaceship, and God damn it, Plastic Death. Thank you very much appreciated. Thank you very much for the money. Robert DeChristie as well. Thank you very much for clicking that join button and becoming a board gamer. I mean, it's not as good as Plastic Death giving £50, but Robert Johnston's now given $100, so neither of you are as good as that. So maybe you should both bear that in mind. Wow, you started early. Just saw you in the time to say F off. Thank you very much, Robert Johnston. A monster of a man. I love you so much. You are top tier, Robert Johnston. And everyone else remember that. Thank you so much. That's very much appreciated. Oh, you guys are monsters. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Thank you. Any ideas when roads plant side are coming to Star Citizen? So we know they've got the sort of like the ability to do rivers, although they need to prettify them. They've got the sort of technical ability and the engine supports it. And roads are very similarly done if they want to do that kind of road. So they obviously build roads themselves in areas, which they don't want to do yet. But they can also have this procedural generation system for them, or a way that procedurally connects them to places, which they will almost certainly put in the game eventually. But as they're updating Planet Tech all the time, it breaks. So they've actually had roads and rivers being able to be done before, which they never put in properly, because every time they sort of start to work on them, they get broken by the new Planet Tech. So they're going to wait until that's more finalised, and then you'll start to see that. Can I buy a Cyclone or any other ground vehicles, and will it fit in my Freelancer? You can fit some grounded vehicle in the Freelancer, and you can buy them at places like New Deal. On Orison. Not Orison. What am I talking about? Hurston. Can we store Boris Stalker, the Microtech Yeti, in the Mercury Star and the cargo base? Probably. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Get a load of them in there. What else have we got? Oh, you guys are beautiful, beautiful people. I was just about to stop streaming as well. But now I'll stay for a couple more minutes. I feel like it's been paid for somehow. Is there any way to tell when the Ninetales lockdown will happen and how far between events is there? We don't know that. So when you're on a server, obviously check the chat, but you will see, especially around Crusader, requests for urgent medical supplies needed, and mercenary missions to help with the lockdowns. So that's where that's going on. It's not so announced, the lockdown, unless you go into an area where you get pulled out of your quantum drive. Robert Johnson can be a Kiwi or whatever the hell else he wants. He pays enough, okay? Be whatever you want, Robert Johnston. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I love you and appreciate you. Look at his little badge he's got. It means he's the best. I love you, Pastor Dev. Nice to meet you. I'm number 2. Oh yeah, fight. Have a financial fight. That will make me happy. Don't do that. Is there currently a cap on Alpha UEC? I don't think there is anymore. I think they removed it a little while ago. I say a little while ago, several years ago. Yes, I'm Chris Roberts, Robert Johnston, undercover. So people don't know BoredGamer is a shill. What? People know I'm a shill. No, I'm not a shill. They know I'm not a shill. Oh, I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the kind words. I appreciate all the questions. This is how. Oh, download audio for next week. Check the script provided. I guess I have to draw a B. What? Oh God! Of course you do. But my NordVPN ads have got more absurd. I think that's hopefully one day people will just come to watch my Star Citizen videos just for the quick 2-second NordVPN ad, which I'll do after the intro now. I don't want to have long ads for anything. I think they're just depressing and they get in the way of content. And obviously, but I do love internet comment etiquette's Eric's sort of NordVPN ads that he does. But I want to do a much more short form, just like, "Hello, I'm the Queen, and you should buy NordVPN, or I'll kill you." Something like that. Perfect. Done. Dusted. Next. Any news on the Mobigas bug? Yes, they're trying to fix it at the moment. There's a couple of workarounds for it, which the video that's in and me will be putting out in probably within about half an hour. That should help us with as well. But you can do some clicky bits and sort it out. I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Of the fact that Zin has now joined in some of the chat. Will you be streaming Citizen Con and acting it to it live? I think we'll probably be doing a mixture of a watch party and a bit of a show and chatting about that. So that's probably what we'll be doing. I'll see if I can get some people on throughout to interview. We'll play it by ear. See if we can get people in the Discord server to get involved. Do you think they will do much optimization of game to add features like DLSS or SFR? So they're going to be hardware neutral and whatever Vulkan supports better. So I'm assuming FSR, seeing it works on all graphics cards, something similar to that, or whatever's more hardware neutral. Saw that part. That's right. We're good. If we didn't already have no VPN, I'd put it again. Yes. That's what I like to hear. But again, anyway. Don't. Have you heard any good workarounds for the bug causing ships to not claim or retrieve? Yes. Literally a video coming out in a minute. But you will be able to do it like this. Now, that's literally what Zin told me to read out. To re-record today because I'd explained it so badly or incorrectly when I was explaining it. She went, no, this is how you do it. So thanks for that, Zin. Appreciate it. Do you know a duck is watching you right now? So use NordVP so that ducks can't see what you're doing online. And fight phobia? I know that's obviously the fear of ducks, but I can't say it. I say hear it. I need to hear the word, then I can say it. Love you, Zin. Right. I think we are going to consider stop streaming now. Does the Queen have questionable taste in anime? Of course she does. Who doesn't have questionable taste in anime? Actually, it's one of the things I'm looking forward to. There's a Minami-Con in Southampton. It used to be run every year before terrible pandemics. So hopefully I'll be running that next year. It's sort of March time. I'm looking forward to that. I do love my anime. I am a weeb. Question regarding the future patches. Do you know if they will insert cargo missions with the Hull C in December? Don't know. They haven't talked about that specifically, but they do like to include the new stuff in missions. So, 2 a.m. bedtime for me. Keep the noise down. Night. Thank you very much, Robert Johnston. I love you. I'm going to be stopping streaming pretty soon anyway myself. But thank you so much for dropping by and dropping lots of money on me. I love you, Robert Johnston. It's very much appreciated. BoredGamer, I can't use my movie glass anymore. Should I wait for hot patches instead of the character reset? There's literally going to be a video coming out in about half an hour on my channel to help go through a load of those issues. You can also check on support.robotspaceindustries.com, and there are workarounds for some of these. Yes. That don't always resort to resetting your character. Yes, Zin animated those stickmen for my ads. She's a quality editor. I pay her not nearly enough. Thanks for that. Thanks for the info. How do I spell the name? Zen, Zin, or Sen? It's Z-I-N, Zin, all lowercase. That's how Zin spells her game attack. Zen is another one of our friends, which is capital Z-E-N-N. Our friend Cameron says Zin, which is both of their names. And you have to work out who he's talking to at the same time. Give Bud more money so he can give me more money. Zin, that is a great idea. That's a great idea. People should give me more money. No. Right. As I said, right. I'm gonna get off streaming now. Because I want to get that video out because lots of people are asking questions about workarounds and stuff. But we'll get that out now. Thank you so much for all of the lovely donations and the money and the questions. So these are made possible by questions. People asking the questions and what they're about, and people joining and chatting. It's super appreciated. Premier Boris, thank you very much. You again. Thank you very much for resubbing. That is very much appreciated. 22 months. Oh my god. People have subs for so long. Was it Stormfire? Was it 40 months? 40 months. Oh my god, forgot. Oh, thank you so much. You should have got NordVPN, otherwise you would have lost your eyes. What? Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I'm going to leave you with another streamy boy, and let's see who is around, or streamy girl, or streamy person. So, I'll chuck you at Morphologist, where he's a beautiful boy. You can give him some love, and he makes beautiful starters and videos. But thank you so much for watching today. It is very much appreciated. Give Morphologist some love, for I love the boy, and we'll be getting a workaround video out ASAP. So stay tuned to the channel for that, and I'll talk to you real soon. Love you guys. Thanks.